Hey guys, Shelby Smith with Jiminy Crickets. Today we're gonna make some roasted crickets. So today we have 3 flavors that we're gonna tackle. We are going to do a batch of our maple chipotle, a batch of our buffalo ranch, and a batch of our fiesta. So I'm gonna run you through the entire process, minus the drying crickets portion. Like I said, at some point I will do a whole video on that one, but the actual application of the seasoning, the roasting, all of the things that go into it. So stick around and check it out. So 3 things that I need to make roasted crickets. I need dried crickets, I need olive oil, and I need our seasonings. So I blend all of my own seasonings. That is so that I am in control of the flavors with which I'm producing, and so I don't have a bunch of anti-caking agents and junk like that in my seasoning that I don't want in my products. So first things first, everything we do by scale. We do by weight so that batches are standardized. So all of the batches use the same amount of crickets, the same amount of oil, and the same amount of seasoning. And I know how many bags come out of each batch. So it's 30 bags per batch. So it's very predictable for me in terms of manufacturing. I know exactly what I'm getting for every input. So first things first, we start with the crickets. And so all of our bags of crickets are marked with a lot number, so for food traceability purposes, I know exactly what day these were dried, and I can trace them back all the way to which farm they came from and what day that they were harvested on. So that is piece number 1 of food traceability. Next, we add our oil. And again, I do all of this by weight so that it's standardized. I had to work with it for a while to figure out what worked best optimally for the amount of seasoning, for flavor, the amount of oil it took for the seasoning to really stay, and things like that. So now I'm just tossing the crickets in the oil so that we get it really nice and evenly coated before I will put the seasoning on. So it just takes a little bit. I'm doing this kind of gently. I get a lot of questions about whether I remove the legs or anything like that, and the answer is I don't. But during this process, quite a few of the legs come off, so they end up still in the batch, but most often you find them at the bottom of the bags. So you'll be able to see it's all kind of a little shiny with, sorry, that was the oven that was done preheating. A little shiny with the coating of the oil. So next up, we're gonna add the seasoning. So I'm gonna do maple chipotle first. That's the one I'm gonna show you guys, is the maple chipotle. So I'll add that. Shake it up a little bit so I don't have a whole big amount come out and mess up my ratios. So just like that. So here is the seasoning on top of there before it's mixed in, and then back to mixing again so we get it evenly coated. I'm really hoping this one doesn't make me sneeze this time, because normally this flavor makes me sneeze when I mix it because of all the chipotle powder. It is pretty potent stuff that tends to get me at least once, but so far we're doing all right. Something about talking is making it not so bad for me. All right, and now completely coated, evenly coated in seasoning. And then all I do is I spread it on the pan in a single layer. And then, so these guys are ready to roast in the oven for about 15 minutes, but I'm gonna stick these guys on the rack, and then I'm gonna do the other 2 flavors, which I'll probably do in a time lapse because you guys don't wanna watch that whole process again. So I'm gonna stick this on the rack, so then I'll put all 3 in at the same time for about 15 minutes.
So each time I start a new flavor, I obviously have to go get a new bowl and a new spatula so we have a clean mix every single time. All in all, it took me under 10 minutes to mix up all of these flavors and have them ready to go in the oven.
All right, so here's the 3 flavors pre-oven. So you'll notice I have magnets marking which ones are which. So you have maple chipotle, you have buffalo ranch, and you have fiesta. So the oven is preheated to 235 degrees. So I'm gonna go ahead and stick all 3 in there and put them in there for about 15 minutes. So while they are in the oven, I will do some food traceability things. So I will show you all of the logs I have for all of the flavors of my bars and my roasted crickets and my cricket powder. But so I need to document what crickets went in, what seasoning rounds, what olive oil, all of those kind of things. So I'll do that for all 3 flavors. And then I also need to stamp all of the bags with the best by date. And then I also need to open all of those bags. So my little bags all need to be pre-opened before they're filled. I could do them while I'm filling them, but it just makes it more efficient. So I will do a time lapse of all of that because it's all really tedious and not super fun to watch. So we'll speed it up so that it is all nice and condensed for you. So that's what I'll do while they're in the oven, and then I'll show you and talk to you about what we do after they're out of the oven.
So I totally forgot to shoot some footage of the actual logs, but I think I'll do a later video about food safety and food traceability. So here I am stamping on the best by dates onto all of the bags. Each of them is marked with their own unique lot number. So again, I can trace back all the ingredients, all the crickets to know where everything came from.
All right, so we just need a temperature check them with my thermometer here. Making sure that they are above 165 degrees. We are good to go. Oops, that's plenty. Awesome, so we're gonna take these out. All right, so we are gonna allow these to cool completely while I open 90 of the bags.
This is by far one of my least favorite activities. It is so tedious and just so frustrating, but it is what my current packaging requires. There's definitely some efficiencies for me to gain here in this entire process, and it's something that I will improve upon as I continue to grow. For now, I just do this and I'm angry about it.
All right, so here's what the bags look like all opened up. So they're much easier for me to fill now. So once the crickets are completely cool, then I will go ahead and fill all these up. All right, so everything is nice and cooled off, so I am gonna go ahead and start bagging. So the first flavor up is going to be Fiesta. I'm gonna glove up first because I'm dealing with final product, so give me a second. All right, let me get these gloves on. And then I will show you the process of weighing them out and putting them in the bags. And yeah, let me show you. Let me turn my scale on first. And then this is just like a plastic butcher's cup that I use. So I scoop in 14 grams worth of crickets. Oh, that was 15. If I end up with excess like that, I dump some out. So 14 grams. I take my opened bag, so this is the Fiesta opened bag, and a funnel. Hold the funnel on top. Dump the crickets in, give them a little shake if they get stuck. Knock them down. Seal the zip top, and just like that. Do that again. So 14 grams. 14 grams, open bag, funnel, crickets in, knock them down a little bit, and fill, just like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and flip it to time lapse because I have 28 more of this flavor to do, and then 60 total other bags in addition to that one. And it'll take me a long time and it would be a really boring video. So I am gonna flip to time lapse.
When I said that it was going to take me a long time to do this, I meant that as a relative term, and you wouldn't want to watch me do the entire thing. It takes me about 9 minutes to bag a full set of 30 bags of crickets. So, I mean, there's a lot of efficiencies that can be gained there as well with some sort of automatic weighing and automatic bagging system, but this works for now. The final step in the process is to heat seal all of the bags. This really doesn't take any time at all. It takes about 2 minutes to do 30 bags, so 6 minutes total.
All right, so here is the final product. These are all heat sealed and ready to rock. So that's it. Those are the roasted crickets. 90 bags, 30 bags of each flavor. Guys, so I just have a few dishes and things to clean up, some surfaces and everything to sanitize before I'm out of here for the day. If you have watched this far, thanks so much for being here. Please consider liking, subscribing, sharing. If you are curious about more of our products other than our 3 flavors that we made today, go ahead and check out my website. It is www.jimandeatcrickets.com. So these are the 1/2 ounce bags. We do have a 6.5 ounce bag option. If you're really into the roasted crickets, it is the best value going. But, like I said, really appreciate you guys being here. And until next time.